He puts in that effort. He pays for the date. He's the one who asks. He sets it up. He picks the location, the time, everything. Mm-hmm. So what does the woman offer in return for that? Start with you.
Yeah.
I guess it depends. I mean, you show up.
You show up. What does that mean?
Like,
I
you
know what
respect
that
his
means. What do you
time. You do respect his time because he's doing all of this, right? You have a good time with him, and then essentially, like, I think sometimes, like, I would buy drinks for, like, my said date, for example, like, reciprocate in some way. Does that make sense?
Well, how would you reciprocate if he's the one who's paying for everything?
But it's not just dinner. It's always dinner and something, right?
Not always. Okay, so you're saying you go out to dinner and drinks, he pays for dinner, you guys go somewhere else, you're going to try to pay for the next thing.
I essentially do.
Okay. I don't know if I believe you.
I do.
Oh, Liz.
I
she
do.
totally
I do.
does.
I pay for a lot of stuff.
Okay, so you'll reciprocate in that way. What about you, Crystal?
You get my complete energy. I think about you as a person, who you are, and then I imagine if this will work in the future, and I try to figure out if this is something I want to continue to pursue all night long. And it's a mental game I'm playing the entire day.
But isn't a guy doing the exact same thing? He's showing
I don't
up.
know.
He's giving the energy or seeing your energy, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's still the same thing. Like what you're saying, he's also doing that.
In a different way, though. I feel like a guy is just like trying to impress. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, I think we're all trying to impress. No one goes into a date not trying to impress some way, or at least hope
Yeah.
they've made an impression.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Peyton,
I mean, yeah, I'm here for a good time and appetizers. But no, I mean, I'll absolutely give like my full on attention and whatnot. And usually, I mean, for me, it's a bad habit, but I'm always like, all right, on to the next. Like, what are we going to do after this? So, like, usually it's going to be a bar. And like what Liz said, I'll pay for drinks after that. Not a big deal.
maybe if that happens.
If it happens, I mean, usually I'm like, well, then you're a bum. Let's go out all night. Or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if the conversation's good, we're vibing, I mean, hopefully it carries on into the night and on to the next bar, on to the next restaurant, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, I'll give them my undivided attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
KK, talk to me.
Yes, my presence. What the girls were saying. I would look at it like from a guy's perspective, like in return, personally, I put you at a higher standard if you do that.
Yeah.
A much higher standard. And I'm much more likely to have meaningful conversations with you, spend some time, get to know you, and really consider you. If you already set up the date, like set up the entire plan, I haven't even been on the date, but I'm ready to go on the second date. Like, I put
So
you
just
at a higher
more of
standard.
you.
Yeah. So I think that men should really consider doing that. Like really just planning it out.
So let me give you a little perspective from the man's side. Okay. Imagine a guy, and there's a few listening right now, hear that. Okay. So just let me really explain what you just described. That a man has to show up and pay for the date, and he gets all the exact same things that you would be expecting on the other side. Everyone shows up to a date offering themselves. But in the way that you guys put it, you're like, well, if he pays, I'm going to give myself. Like, she's more special than him. So is she more special than him? Is she the prize here? Because that's what it's, the way that you're saying that's what it's set up to be.
I mean, again, I follow the more traditional path
Yeah,
of like,
it's just-
yes, like women should be respected because we're like the ones doing the whole creating life thing and going to cater to you if it's the more traditional path, which I would follow.
So, and then it begs the question is, do you think that's what a man wants? Do you think a man comes to a date and says, I can't wait to pay for this date So she does the exact same thing that I'm going to do here. And there's this imbalance because she thinks she's the prize.
Oh, I think he's just providing.
It goes
I think it's just another way of providing.
Totally. I
Yeah,
agree. But
yeah.
what is she providing? Nothing. She just has to show up.
these are just the norms, though.
That's a very
it's
narrow
really
way.
hard to get out of these norms.
I mean, well, whether they're norms, they're not norms.
I don't think that's
mean,
norms though. Viewing it in that perspective is not norms. That's not traditional. That's like this modern, like quick gratification system that we have in place. Like,
How do you mean?
like, oh, okay, I paid. Now you're expected to do what? Like, what do you want in return?
Well, you guys expect him to pay. So
yeah, it's
funny-
monetary.
right? But it's value, right? Money just is a way of showing value, right?
I mean, I think it depends. So, like, for instance, a lot of my dates have been solely through dating apps where I've met someone. And in my mind, when I'm going on these first dates, I'm thinking they only want one thing at the end of the night. Which,
You only want one thing at the end of the night: for him to pay.
oh, yeah. I was like, wait, where's this
So-
going, man?
It's as if you almost don't really respect what the man has to do to even make the money.
Well, I think, too, it all goes down to.
Wait, hold on.
who
What did you
asks.
say there?
No.
You don't respect that.
I do respect the fact that he worked his ass off. Like, yeah,
You
thank
don't
you.
because you just show up and expect to be paid for.
No,
it.
that's not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting you to like tell me why I should feel like why I should trust you, why I should like put my energy towards you and continue that.
He should also be thinking the same thing
Right.
of you, though.
Right.
But he still has to pay.
But he asked me on the date.
I thought-
Exactly.